It's your host, Holly, and it's time for a little teaser talk.
Rock hard and party harder with Holly Nicole of Teaser Talk at Shiprock. Cruise the Caribbean January 19th to 25th from Miami to St. Thomas and Half Moon Cay. This year's floating festival includes performances by Parkway Drive, Hollywood Undead, Nothing More, The Struts, Atreyu, Buck Cherry, and POD, among others. Unique performances from the Stowaways will feature artists like Chad Knightsfield of Wilson, Damien and Gabe Aranda of Aranda, and Danny Case from Ashes to New, and many others. Just a few cabins remain available. Go to shiprock.com to book and use promo code TeaserTalk to get a $100 credit to use on board.
What's up, everyone? Day 2 of Rocklahoma.
Let's see what shenanigans we get into today.
It's America's biggest party. We're here.
What's up, everyone? We are here live at Rocklahoma, Day 2. I'm here with Austin Meade. How are you, Austin?
Surviving.
Surviving. Are you thriving or just barely surviving?
I'm going to be thriving after a couple more beers.
Beautiful. Samesies. So, quick question for you. You are from these parts, right? The South Texas?
Yeah, South Texas, yeah.
Beautiful. So we're not too far from home base, or at least hometown for you.
14 hours, close-ish.
Yeah.
You know.
Your stomping grounds are kind of like the Texas-Oklahoma scene, right?
Yep.
I love it. So how does it feel playing at the biggest festival that we have here in Oklahoma?
It's fun, man. Yeah, this is our, I think, second or third time to do it, so we've made friends with the guys behind the scenes who are all great dudes, and it's just recognizing the work ethic of all the people that put it together.
Absolutely.
You know?
Absolutely. So I'm curious because, back before, because I know you've made big splashes and you're pretty well known around these parts. I caught you at Welcome to Rockville, so
that's a fun one.
That was awesome. I'm just curious, transitioning from playing back in the day at dimly lit restaurant stages, now performing at major festivals like Rocklahoma, Welcome to Rockville. How has your performance evolved, or has it adapted in any way that you know of?
Oh, yeah. We used to suck ass. It was terrible. It's just an evolution of just doing it longer, becoming more efficient, finding better players, or having your players progress with you, which I really think it always goes back to the songs. Like, how good a music are you creating? Who are you drawing near you to be a part of making those songs happen live? It's a 10-year process for me, if not more by now. But yeah, I used to play Mexican food joints for like 3 or 4 hours for enchiladas and $150 and a couple beers.
I was thinking maybe some cervezas too,
yeah,
right?
But you just kind of start to hopefully connect with people with what you're creating in your bedroom or in your studio or whatever. And we've been fortunate enough to have some people like what we do. I don't really know how to explain it. I mean, I've always wanted to tour and do the whole thing and really make music that people want to go home and show their friends and listen to. And not always that either. Maybe I make some music that's intentionally for people to go sit on their back porch and cry while they're having a beer or two. It's kind of a just going through the emotions thing. But as far as the evolution of the show, it's definitely, I don't want to say serious, but like, we do take our shit seriously, and there's just like a professional level. You try to always present yourself no matter what business you're in. I always want to present myself at like the next level than I am right now. Like, show me your friends, I'll show you your future type thing.
Absolutely. I absolutely love that mindset. You said a couple of things there that I want to dive into real quick. You had said like, it was having the right team players, and literally I wouldn't say that there's one team member of not necessarily even the band, but all the working parts that's more important than the other, because that's going to make or break. One little thing can really throw you off of your game. What would you say is the most challenging when it comes to identifying those key team members, whether it be a guitar tech or a manager or even bandmates? What's the most challenging part, and how have you overcome that?
The answer to that question will change depending on which week or day you're asking me, but right now what comes to mind is, like, there are seasons of life for everybody. So like, I've had some great band members and additions that were amazing for some seasons, and then like maybe we just grew in different directions and they started taking on things, whether it be their family or their job or maybe just their musical preferences kind of change. Or, I mean, we live in a box that rolls down the road with each other for the entire year.
Yeah.
So you're like literally sleeping on top of each other, and you know when your bunk partner is going into the gas station and take a shit. Like, you know, it's everything, right?
You know their schedules.
Yeah. And you have these seasons of life, and I think you really just take advantage, or not that, but capitalize on when the Lord gives you those seasons of creativity and when it fits together with other people's schedules. Because as you get further into this and you get older, like, I mean, I've got a family I got to deal with, and you know, and provide for, and so does everyone else that works for me. So I try to take that in mind. And I think as you get a little bit older, like, you stop thinking about yourself so much, you would hope. So I just kind of try to see things from other people's point of view when I'm working with them, and just be grateful whenever somebody does come on board that adds value to what we're doing, you know, whether it is guitar tech, merch, a friendship, you know, drumming, a guitar player, or whatever. But it's all about just kind of like the seasons of life and the way that the Lord like lines you up with people at different times in your life. It's weird, right? But
100%, because I can see, like, you know, you said obviously you've been in the business for quite some time. So I'm assuming, I'm going to make the assumption of when you first got into the business, it was a lot different season than you are now. Like you said, now you have a family to provide for. So I'm sure back then it was like the fun, like no responsibilities, to now it's like, okay, you make time for family. That's priorities. That's part of it. And I think that aligns back to, like, of course, like you said, the people you surround yourself with too, because it'd be kind of hard to have somebody on the bus that's, let's go party, let's get fucked up every night.
Sometimes that's me, but you know, there's still a big chunk of me that loves to live young. But I think that's a thing you juggle with this type of profession, because, you know, we are entertainers when we're getting down to the nitty gritty of it. And the reason, like, we're talking and we're here at this festival is because, like, people want to come enjoy music that they love, and our job is to, like, make something that essentially creates a miniature vacation for somebody, even if they're just listening to my record at their house. Like,
takes them away from their current reality, but, you know, takes them to a different space.
Yeah, it's like a mental vacation. Which my last record, Abstract Art of an Unstable Mind, like, that was a very artistic record. What I wanted people to be able to, like, put it on and just sit there and, like, hear the stories and the way that it kind of goes up and down. And so that's really, like, I don't mean to be economical, but that's the product we're creating.
No, that's an awesome way of putting it, though, too. It is like a mental vacation, and it's like, what's the destination? Do you want to put them up, like, you know, on a beach somewhere? Do you want to put them up and maybe somebody needs to take a mental break somewhere professionally? You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of different emotions there, so that's a really cool way.
Which is a weird... Sorry, I'll say one more thing, because I'm just thinking about this.
Absolutely.
But there's, like, a weird thing now where everybody... You know, music used to be popular because people were really interested in, like, the music and the content there. And then the last 10 years, it's like, it's kind of gotten away from that, where people want to be close to the person making the music. So now there's this whole other different struggle of, like, oh, do I got to do something interesting online? Do I got to get an OnlyFans? Am I supposed to dress up and paint my face? Like, I just want to make good music, you know what I mean? And be real with people and make stuff that, like, I mean, I got dirt on my arms right now from working earlier. It's like, I want to make music that's, like, for the working man, and that people will keep going back to even as they get older, because that's the music that I love, is the stuff that resonated and made me go to some type of, like, you know, mental vacation type thing.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Anyways.
Well, I mean, of course, it makes it a lot easier, and you fantastic job on the album you're talking about that you just dropped, or last album anyways.
Thanks.
But I will say, you know, that's a good distinction to have it, because it's like, you could put out songs about stuff that you don't know about, but the fact that you've lived it and breathed it, obviously it's more authentic, and it translates a lot better than if you didn't.
Yeah, that's interesting. It's like, I love to write a nice country song about killing a guy and dumping in the river, but I ain't done that shit. You know? So
thought about it maybe, but didn't do it.
Yeah.
That's so funny. So speaking of music, you just dropped a new single, Insignificant Other, at the beginning of this month, which is crazy because we're almost seeing in September. But can you share a little bit of information about that song and what was kind of your thought process when you wrote it?
Insignificant Other was a song that I had the verses already written a while back, and they just didn't fit in this other song. It was a really kind of a dark thought. Just maybe not about depression, but just like about the world is sometimes pretty shitty to people, you know, and you just got to live through it. That's kind of where they came from, and we tried the lyrics in a couple of the songs. They didn't work out. Then there was a guitar riff that was brought up, I think by David Willey. It was either him or Keith Wallen. We wrote that song with Kyle O'Dell. Keith Wallen, he plays in Breaking Benjamin. Kyle O'Dell is one of our producers, and David Willey is our lead guitar player who's been with me for almost a decade. So anyways, we just start cooking up some guitar stuff, and I'm like, ooh, this sounds very like pop punk emo. I have the perfect verse lyrics.
I love it.
And then I really wanted the chorus to be very pop punk. So if you listen to the cadence of it, got me feeling like your best friend only on the weekend, set up for the temp or whatever it is. To me, that was like heavy pop punk.
Yeah.
So I was like, this shit is it. And then, just bringing in the guys to kind of surround it with those big guitars. I felt the mood, fit the mood very well. And then we had the song for a bit, and then made friends with Sam and Lance from TROIIO Revival, and they're fantastic singers and songwriters. So I was like, hey, you want to rip a verse on this? And he was like, hell yeah. So that's kind of how that connection happened. But I love the chorus on that song. I think it's so hooky, and every time I sing it, I'm like, I'm glad I'm singing it on stage, even if nobody else gives a shit. I'm like, this is fun.
Correct. I was curious about that too, because it's funny you mentioned that. I was listening to my playlist earlier this month, and that had popped up. The new single had popped up, and I was like, oh yeah. So I clicked it. And I was like, I felt that too. So everything you described, it definitely translates well on it.
Cool.
So very cool. So you are hitting the Renegade stage here in a few hours. Are you going to be performing that new single?
Yeah, we'll do Insignificant Other. For
Beautiful.
Sure.
Absolutely love it. I can't wait to catch you guys there. What can the fans expect from your performance today?
A lot of loud guitars, I hope. Yeah, I mean, we're just kind of flying by the seat of our pants. These festival situations are generally pretty, shoot from the hip. You show up and there's a bunch of people and you got to get your shit on and off and you got to do it. But I just try to remind myself as I'm walking on stage, all right, enjoy the moment.
Yeah.
And be here rather than thinking about all the other shit that's going on.
Be present. Yeah. That's
so I always encourage people to do that at shows too. Everybody wants to take a picture and take a video, and that's cool. I'm down, but watch the fucking show. Don't just be watching it through your screen when you're right there.
It's funny you said that, because yesterday when Avenged Sevenfold was playing, and of course she was being media and putting out content for people who aren't able to experience it here, or maybe they aren't able to make it in. Of course, I like to do stories and stuff on Instagram, but there was one point in time where I was literally watching the stage so much that the camera wasn't even on anybody. I was like, whoop. Yeah. So I totally understand that part. So what does the end of 2024/beginning of 2025 look like for Austin Meade?
We have a lot of new songs that I'm going to be putting out. I've been even dabbling in a couple of Christmas songs, which I've never done before.
Interesting.
But I'm a sucker for yacht rock and old country, so maybe I'll pull a couple of those out of my ass and just redo them in my style, kind of grungy rock. So
I love it.
Thinking about doing that, but we've got a lot of music that we've just been stacking up, and really we just try to stay as busy as we can on the road and enjoy that. We're going to be doing an acoustic Christmas tour that I'm pretty pumped for. I've grown to love doing occasional acoustic shows because it's such a difference from what we're doing today.
Yeah.
And you get to kind of pick as a fan, do I want to come see the full balls to the wall rock show, heavy, loud, all the breakdowns, which I love and I'm in for because that's what I do every day. But you can also come see us in the most raw form, how the song started. And so if you're a music fan and a lyrical fan, it's a really interesting experience.
Yeah, I always feel acoustic sets, so you're spot on that, but I always feel acoustic sets it's a very intimate setting, because it's literally just you and the guitar, essentially, right?
You get to know the person a lot more.
Very cool. Well, Austin, thank you so much for chatting with us, and everyone listening in, make sure you guys follow, and fingers crossed for those Christmas songs that they come up.
I'm pretty pumped about it. There's going to be a lot of harmonies.
Austin, thanks so much. I appreciate you.
See you soon.
I hope you enjoyed this episode of Teaser Talk. Head over to teasertalk.com to subscribe so you don't miss out on another episode. Until next week, keep rocking.